what advice would you give your past self? Like, what could you have done differently?
Work on my business better, take my time. I could have like, basically figure out what I really how I would do things and not just jump on the wagon. I feel like I should have taken my time to get there and have a better, how you call it, a better plan,
Okay.
and have more than one plan. Have like three, four, five different plans. If
Sure
something
enough.
doesn't,
Mama zakungi betengo weku ngumada takana okyoso kinu kibangase manuele ngando mushisamye manuele.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 48 of the Two Left Feet podcast. On today's episode, we had on the incredible Ronald Rios, the elite specialist, man. This dude is so amazing. He's from the DC area. I know him because when I used to live in Virginia, man, I used to go up to DC and he would be, in that scene, man, just dancing his ass off, man. So impressive, man. I love what he's able to do on the dance floor, man. He is so inspirational, so inspiring, man. He's so good, man. In this episode, we talk about, what it takes to become an elite dancer. You know what I'm saying? He is an expert at his craft, man. I am so blessed, so grateful, so thankful to have him on the show, man. I know you're gonna love this episode. I know you're gonna love it, man. Let's just hop right into it.
Hey, all right. So I am now on the line with a Mr. Ronald Rios,
hey, what's going on?
aka the elite specialist, aka
Yeah,
Funk to See Live. Is that right?
yeah, that's my old name, but yeah, that was
All
me.
right, so you are a professional dance instructor, a
Yes, I am.
choreographer, as well as a
Yes, I am.
performer.
Yes, I am.
Shut up, man. And so I believe you're from the DC area, but you currently live in New York, or?
No, no. Yeah, I'm from DC area, but I moved to New York City for 5 years, and I'm actually back here now.
Oh, okay, okay. And so I believe you specialize in LA, DC, New York style salsa, hip hop, and as well as cha cha, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I do everything that they put me to
Hey.
do. Like I don't know, I don't say no. Even if I don't know, I fake it around. Like so, fake it till you make it, man. You
And I
know.
definitely said it, man. And so, well, I want to ask you, man, is your family from DC? Like, where's your family from, man?
My family's Peruvians.
Oh, okay, okay. And so, did you grow up in the DC, or where'd you grow up at?
Oh, girl, I was raised and born in Peru, but I moved out here on my young age.
And so, how old were you when you came here?
I would say around 8, 9
Okay, so tell me,
max.
man, what was it like growing up in Peru, man? Because I have never been to Peru.
You asking the wrong person because a lot had happened in my mind that I don't remember. Really small details was happening in Peru.
Okay,
I haven't even visited there. The last time I was there was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
okay, yeah, you still have family there, right?
I still have, yeah, my mother's side, my dad's side family.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I get you. So yeah, so you go to Peru, and then do you move to DC? What do you move to in the States?
Um, I would say it's the border of DC and Maryland in
Okay,
between.
okay, so enough, man. And so
Yeah.
I'm curious, what was that like for you? Growing up in that DC Maryland area.
To be honest, like I said, it's like my journey has been so crazy. I don't want to say I don't remember anything in my childhood, but I can tell you that I've traveled all over the place. I've been to Philly, I've been to LA. Like I lived in different states
Uh huh.
just because I'm crazy like that. I just spontaneous. I'm so spontaneous. I just grab my stuff and leave. And then, and I just condone myself to Jesus and I say, listen, take care of me. You know why I'm doing this and then just go for it. I
I
would
feel you,
say,
bro.
I would say, you live once, so enjoy the best.
Hey, so true, man.
But but then again, you die once and you live every day, so that's once you get there. You know
Hey,
what I
yeah,
mean?
you're right, man. It's kind of like polar opposites, but I get you. Did you um
So,
did you grow up dancing? Like, what got you into dancing, man?
my mother,
Okay.
she pushed me at the age of 5 to start dancing with one of her friends, best friend's daughter, and they started like what's it called? Because she was doing this Latin or I would say Peruvian dance, and she wanted me to get in it. And I was a kid, so I wanted the most to play with my friends, and then I was just pushing me into that. But that was just like for the beginning, But after a while, I started like when I moved here, I started doing it on myself. Kind of sort of like I wanted to come back type of thing, and I didn't know how.
Okay.
So I started doing this like Peruvian ethnic dances for about a few years, and I started competing and doing all that stuff. So I've been dancing for a while. Yeah, to be honest.
So tell me again. You said you were competing in the what was it? Peruvian what?
It's pretty, like ethnic dances,
Oh, okay, okay.
like ethnic, like
Nah.
whatever marinera. I can call you a lot of things, but I guess you have to Google it and figure it out. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And so you see you started competing and everything.
yeah. I started competing by the age of 15, 14, 15.
So I guess dancing has like always been like a passion of yours, man, or what?
I would say yeah. Well, not like salsa related. Like I always loved salsa because of my family. Always listened to it. You know. So even though I was raised and born with that type of music, because my mother would listen to it every time. My dad, my brother, my sister, they would always listen to it. Especially living in a Spanish, society where they only listen Spanish music. You know what I'm saying? So after that, when we moved out here, I guess our culture got a little more different with Americanized culture,
Oh.
but we always loved the Spanish Latin music. Like I didn't learn salsa here in the United States. No, I learned it in Peru way long time ago.
Right, right,
You know,
right.
so I was still dancing at the age of 6, which I don't know what I was doing, but because I would see my family dancing, I would kind of copy them and stuff
Exactly.
like that. So salsa always been in my blood, but it never like what's it called? I'll say my blood because, like I said, my mother been listening to it since I was a baby,
Uh,
so I grew up with the music. And maybe that's why I have never letting it go. I see a lot of people just like letting it go, but I don't see myself letting it go because I'm so like being attached to it since I was a child. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I get you, man. I'm curious, man. What brought your parents to the United States?
I would say something different, a new type of life,
Okay.
style, economy, you know, struggles where we were at. We're here, it was much simpler and easier, you know, the immigrant dream.
Yeah. Okay. Sure enough, I understand that, man. And so, how did your parents feel about you wanting to? Is dancing your full time like hobby now, or what? What is it, man?
Well, before I started dancing, I went to school and I
Okay.
did architect. So
Okay.
I wanted to be a graphic designer because when I was young, I used to love how to draw and stuff like that. Like I
Yeah.
knew how to
Yeah.
draw and stuff. So I got into that. Then I went to a graphic school and they started teaching me what's it called? It goes by sessions, and they teach you like different stuff. So the first time they teach you is AutoCAD, which is how to make buildings and stuff like
Okay.
that. In order for you to be a graphic designer, you need to know your numbers, and for that, it's hard to teach you how to do architect work.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so after that, I became really good at it, and my teacher found me a job with the construction company because I was telling him that I needed to find a job. And then he's like, "Well, you're really good in what you're doing." So he's like, "I think I can help you with somebody." So he put me in a construction company, and I started working as an architect, doing blueprints.
Yep.
But I was
So.
dancing. I was dancing at the same time. I was working and dancing, but then somehow I decided to quit my job and just focus on dancing.
Okay, sure enough, man. Tell me, what was that like, man? Going from like a full time job, right, to a dancer, man. What was that transition like?
Um, at first, it was kind of like hard because
Yeah.
we as the dancers, there's a lot of competitions, and there's a lot of struggles in between, especially like trying to make your life different, but at the same time that because the architect work will give you a lot of money, but this is more like my hustle. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I had to hustle through, and I guess the mentally hustle part is where I started struggling a lot. Where I made wrong decisions. I made really wrong decisions because of people that I trusted and people that I believed. and then they kind of like I would say lie to me. I wouldn't say lie to me, but they promised too much
Okay.
where they couldn't make it happen, and when they didn't, they failed. And because I was holding on to them, I failed with them. Make sense?
Yeah.
When I should have had different options, and I was trying to be a loyal person or a loyal friend or a loyal coworker, and that's when I got, But like I said, lesson learned, right?
It is, man.
So it
Let
was
me ask
pretty
you.
tough.
Yeah, man, that is tough. I want to ask you, man. I guess what advice would you give your past self? Like, what could you have done differently?
Work on my business better, take my time. I could have like, basically figure out what I really how I would do things and not just jump on the wagon. I feel like I should have taken my time to get there and have a better, how you call it, a better plan,
Okay.
and have more than one plan. Have like three, four, five different plans. If
Sure
something
enough.
doesn't, I mean, and I feel like I was young and I was rushing myself to get where I wanted to get, and I feel like that's where things started like falling apart.
Okay, man, I understand, dog. Well, like you said, it's lessons learned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure enough, man. And so I want to ask you this, man. Like, why do you continue to dance, man? Even though you've been through these hardships.
Um, I don't know. I feel like I have a mission. My
Hey,
mission is to teach. My mission is to keep what's it called, growing the scene. You know, make other believe that you can make your dream come true if you do it correctly. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess I just want everybody to feel inspired for things that I do, and then I have met I mean, I know a lot of people that they said they have felt very inspired to what
hey,
I'm doing and how I'll be able to help them and
yeah.
encourage them. You know, but then again, I had a lot of people. It's just like as bad company. I had good people too. You
Right, right,
know,
right, right, right.
that advised me and helped me out and got me through my tough times. Like I had all these people in my life too. So if one day was given to me, why should I not be able to offer to anybody else? You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, sure enough, man.
So
So,
yeah.
so for like,
Hey guys, if you could leave a like and subscribe and share this with the people, that would mean the world to me and my channel. I really would appreciate that. But let's just jump right back into this episode.
so,
Yeah.
so for like, I guess maybe like inspiring dancers out there right now. What advice can you give them, man? Is there anything you can say to them?
Inspired dancers, like, well, you know what? It's hard. You have to understand that being a dancer is tough, right? Because it's your own business.
Yeah.
You have to figure out how to hustle around. Now the easiest way to do it, of the way that we used to do it back in my days, we didn't have social media. We didn't have the access to the internet to build up
Right.
our products and business. And if we be able to do websites just because it was something new, something, it will cost us a lot of money to do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So those that didn't have the money to afford to do it, they wouldn't be able to do it, so they wouldn't know how to do their business. So the first thing I would say is, like work on your business, find a name for your business, and then create it from there and push it all the way through. I feel like everybody has, what do you call it, different way of doing it, but then they focus on one way, and
Right.
once they don't get it the way they expected, like if they don't get it from that little one road that they have, they give up, or they said it's impossible. No, it's possible. You just have to pick up different ways. It's not just only
Okay.
one way.
Yeah, yeah, no,
So I mean, to be honest, every time everybody asks me, because I get people calling and be like, hey, listen, I've been wanting to be an instructor. I've been wanting to be I said, listen, I didn't start instructing until I was 25, 24, 25. And that's because of the years of training that I took. Make
right.
sense? So I understand now people feel like I can instruct because I've seen such and such instructing. And I see a lot of people that literally are instructing them right now with no experience, none,
Right.
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And then because they feel like they can run a team and look things to video, no, I mean, I didn't learn it through there. I had somebody telling me, stop doing this, do your toes like this, stand like this, do that. You know what I mean? So I had somebody literally like coaching me through. So that's what I have be able to make dancers People that, excuse me, I can remember the people that they wanted to dance and didn't know how to make it to dance, but they did it anyways because of the right coaching. So when you go up there and it be like, I'm not growing, it's not that you're not growing, but maybe the person that you're around is not
Oh,
is not like inspiring enough or pushing you enough to grow. Understand?
nah, I
So
definitely do, man.
a lot of my students, they're growing fast. The most of the people that I know, they've been dancing for years. And they look at it, how long they been dancing? I'm like, they've been training with me for 2 years. You know, they be like, that's it? I said, yeah, because I put them into training and I tell them how to do it and what to do it. Not only that, but I also introduce them to other instructors that I know they have helped me, or I know that they have a really good technique, and I make them take classes with them, be like train with them,
Yeah.
because one thing is your students can listen to you and they right, but they get too comfortable that they listen to you, but they don't hear you or they're not understanding you anymore.
Right, right,
And because
right.
they're getting too comfortable with you, right? So another person can come along and tell them the same thing you have told them. And they kind of will be like, oh, yeah. But then they'll be like, wait, hold on. He told me the same thing. But
Right.
it's okay. You want to hear from another person's perspective, go
Yeah.
for it. By the end of the day, they know that I'm trying to do the best for them. Like if I'm doing something or if I'm giving them something, it's better for themselves. Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, they want to become an artist on themselves. They can do it. They can just say, I'm going to become an artist, but then I know they're ready because they've been trained hard and I know how hard they train. You know what I'm saying?
I get
So
you.
it's just about hard training. Like I tell my students, you want to make it somewhere, you got to be serious and go 100 with it. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can't just go 60 or 70. You got to go 100 or whatever you do, whatever job or hobby, because not only a dancer, but you can be a doctor. You can be
Right.
anything you want, a police, but you have to go full 100. If you don't go 100, you're gonna fail, and it's never gonna happen. Just as
Yeah.
a dancer, you gotta go on a dancer. You gotta go 100. You gotta train. You gotta go to the gym. You gotta train your body because that's your tools, right? Your body has to be having strength. Your legs, your body, your upper body, your core, everything has to be strong. You gotta go to the gym and strengthen up. Like it's more than just dancing. It's not about just moving and calling it a day. No, it's more than that.
Right. Okay, it's more than that.
It's more than that because I used to go to the gym, like 3 to 4, 5 times a day. I stopped. Not gonna lie, for the past 3 or 4 months, but my body feels weaker. So I feel like I want to go back to the gym because when I used to go to the gym, my body felt more rejuvenated, and then
Yeah.
I feel stronger. I feel like I can keep up and
Yeah.
move faster. But when I stopped going to the gym, I feel weak. I feel like I can't move fast like I used to. So now I'm training myself back into the strength that I used to be. But yeah, but like I said, I had to give it myself a break, and not like I give myself a break. It's just that I was teaching and training. Now that I want to go back dancing, I need to go back and straighten it up myself. Make sense?
No, I
But
got you,
even
bro.
though, even though not gonna lie, but like my students are from 21 and under, right? The oldest one, the youngest one is 16. You know, and then but I have more stamina than them, and I'm almost 40. So I'm looking at them like, yo, like you guys are super young and you're dying and
Okay.
I'm still going, right? And then they'll be like, "Cause you're a professional." I'm like, "It has nothing to being a professional. It's just simply that I train myself how to get to there. You know what I mean? Like you guys don't train yourself how to get to there. Like I used to go to the gym every day. That's what I'm saying. I grew my stamina how to because it's not only just dancing. I control your breathing.
Yeah.
How to breathe. Because don't get me wrong, I do get lightheaded every time I'm like practicing a lot. I get lightheaded because that kind of my body tells me, "Oh, you're not what it used to be anymore," you
I
know.
showed
And I'm like, "Oh, freak, yeah." So it's like I feel it. You feel it. Believe me.
how
You
long?
don't.
How long you been performing, man?
Oh, I've been performing since, like I said, for years. Like right now, I stopped performing. So I'm this Saturday. I'm performing after 4 years later.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 years. I have not debuted. I have not performed.
So you haven't performed in 4 years.
Well, yeah, like meaning like salsa performance. Yeah,
I guess you. Yeah.
I did not play. I did in the heights to play, and then I did like theater work for my first time in my life.
Uh-huh.
It was the toughest thing I ever done. But then lesson learned. Like I said, you it was one experience. Would I do it again? Mm, I'm really effy about it because I didn't really liked. I liked it, but I didn't like the fact that it was like for an entire 4 months. you know, and it stopped me from doing other things, and it stopped me from reaching my goal in a way that where I wanted to have my team and stuff like that. So I felt like really, maybe because, maybe at that moment mentally I wasn't ready to be committed on something that I didn't know it was going to take me 4 months. Make
Okay.
sense? I thought it
Yeah,
was
I
going to be
get
maybe like 2 weeks, maybe within a month will be fine. No, it took me 4 months. And then it got to the point when I'm like, but I'm slowing down this process where I'm want to go to, you know, because otherwise my team would have been out last year, but it didn't go out last year because I was too busy with the play. But this year I decided to do it differently. I said I'm just gonna focus on them, you
it.
know.
Yeah. So
Like I,
tell me. I was like, tell me about the elite gents. Tell me about that, man.
ooh, they lead gents. Okay, well, like it's something that I always wanted to have a guys team. Inspiration mostly from Charlie Garcia because when I was in his, what's it called? When I was working with him, we had a guys team, and we used to learn in it. And so it was just inspiring that I wanted to have a strong male individuals. I feel like where my city is, we have a lot of males, but we don't have a male team. We have a lot of females team because I feel like females become very like everywhere you go, there's more females than males.
Right, right, right.
You
Especially
know,
in the dance community, man.
yeah, this is ridiculous, but there's more females than males, and I feel like once we put the men out there, and I believe there's going to be a lot of males interested to be like, oh, it's an inspirational. I made it to inspire the men to step up their game.
All right, for sure.
Understand? And I feel like when we have a men team, a lot of men are going to come out of their shells and be like, I want to try.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Cause like, cause I mean, think about it, right? It's like all these females, But when you have a strong man who go out there and just go full out and strong, and they'll be like, wow, like I want to be part of that team because they just show me what a true warrior and a soldier is.
Yeah,
Makes
sure enough.
sense. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's basically that's my inspirational the elite gens. The elite gens, I did the elite because you know the elite specialist came out. I used to work at a radio show, and they used to call me the elite specialist because I used to give advices to people.
Okay.
You know, so I used to give
That's it.
relationship advices. So they call me the elite specialist. Because some guy called me. Oh, because I used to dress up. I used to go to the radio. They'd be like, "Oh, you look so elite, like elite." I'm
Yeah.
like, "What is that?" So next thing you know, I got like, "We gonna call you the elite specialist." So okay,
Hey.
so they call me the elite specialist. Next thing you know, um, I stayed with that, and the elite gents is basically is like my gentlemen's basically.
Okay. Sure
The
enough.
elite gents, that's
Hey,
my
sure enough.
gentlemen's. But yeah, but that's what the elite gents came out of. And hopefully we're gonna have the elite lady, which is ladies in Italian, and
Okay.
then I want to have basically the elite family in the end, and then
Okay.
hopefully
Yeah. Yeah.
grow through there. But like I said, it's a long process, but it's cool. I mean, it'll take time probably, but we'll make it possible. You
Yeah. It'll
know,
be worth it. It'll be worth it. Yeah. I
yeah, it
definitely
will be
understand that,
possible.
man.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
will be worth it. So we'll see.
Let me ask you this, man. D- in your opinion, what do you think you're best at? Salsa, bachata, like what?
If you would have asked me that 2 years ago or last year, I would have said salsa.
All right, for sure.
You know, this year and well, in the end of last year and in between this year, I have learned to love both of them.
Okay.
And because you have to understand I'm cancer. you know my sign is cancer, so we very like emotional, sentimentals. We are very like lovable guys, you know what I mean. So
Okay. Yeah.
when we're in a relationship, we take that shit to 100%, and we really
Yeah.
love the person. We go in it, like all the way in, right?
All right, for
and
sure.
we and we usually the satisfier that we tend to satisfy our partners more than the part than look into the partners to satisfy us. You know what I'm saying? So on that note, I will say I have learned how to love bachata. The fact of my Spanish culture and the music that I hear, like from any singer that I can call of Romeo Santo, Danny J, Torito, all this, which is Dominican or what do you call it, urban bachata, or just the traditional Dominican style bachata, you know. everything have a meaning. They have a message, you
Okay,
know,
yeah,
and they
yeah,
have
yeah.
a story. So I fell in love with that. In the end of the day, I try to see it to the positive way that, how can I make this fun? So I decided to make the dancing very lyrical, feeling, emotions, So so I started to relating to the music instead of hating to the dance. Understand? So I don't have nothing against the dance. It's just that the better the music it is, then I start loving it because I
Of
love the
course,
song.
of
Because
course,
I,
yeah,
to be
yeah,
honest, I have found like like I said, like I'm a very romantic guy. So Danny J is the one that keeps me all these romantic songs, and I'm like, oh, I like this, and the way it
yeah.
sounds, and it's just so in the end, if I like better bachata or salsa, to be very honest, like salsa, I'm always gonna love it the most, like I feel like that's the most that I'm gonna love the
That's what
most,
you grew up on, right?
yeah, because that's what I grew up on, and because that's what I've been stuck on before bachata came into life, and then no, actually, not gonna lie, but I used to dance bachata when I was 16, 17. And that
Okay.
was big. That was because of my Dominican friends,
Yeah. Okay.
who will
Okay.
who will play. I mean, at their parties they will play bachata or will play merengue because that's the traditional music, you know. And then I remember my friend this girl used to taught me how to dance bachata because she knew that I knew how to dance salsa. Not like I'm dancing
Okay.
now, but she knew I could move in salsa, and then just like because of the kitchen dance, like the
Yeah. Okay.
kitchen dance. Yeah, she know how to move in salsa, so she's like, oh, and merengue. Like I have rhythm because, like I said, since my young age, I knew how to pick up rhythm. So, but she taught me how to dance bachata. So I've been dancing bachata for a long time, but I never thought in myself like, oh, this could be making into a choreography or something. Make sense?
Ah.
But when then I didn't know salsa was could be able to make it into a choreography until I saw a group of salseros back when I was young, and I was like, "This is dope. I like this." And I was like, "Oh, you can perform with this, and you can do things with this." So I learned in my young age like how to appreciate art between all the dances. And I guess because of society of salseros, how we saw the bachata coming in and try to take over most of our things, our turns, our footwork, and things like that. People got really, like territorial. They'd be like, "That's salsa, bro. Like, you're trying to put salsa into a different song." And
Uh
people
huh.
were back in the day. They were very close-minded, right? Because everything, if you looked at it, the bachata, the turns, and all this stuff, we're like, "That's salsa." Like that's the first thing that I see, right? Because if
Right. Right.
you
Right.
if you well not now because of the sensual bachata made it a little much different than what it
That
is now, right?
that central is, yeah. That's big in
Yeah.
DC. That's big in the DC
Oh
area,
yeah,
correct?
that's bigger this year. Yes, the sensual bachata is what is big now, so that's what makes it different, or makes it a little bit different to identify between the salsa. Because if you play a bachata routine, right, and you turned off the like if you turn the mute if you mute it, right, and you just watch the dance with no music, you think they're dancing salsa.
Just side
And
to side though, or what?
I
Just
mean, like I said, if you watch the bachata dancings, right?
uh huh.
Well, I mean, back in the days when I used to watch the bachata dancing and I used to like mute the volume, it used to give me the salsa feel, right?
Ah.
Especially most of them, like I would look at the video and it'll be like, are they dancing salsa? And then when I play the music, then I'm like, oh no, it's bachata. But I'm like, so I couldn't be able to
Yeah.
identify. So I couldn't be able to identify what are they dancing on until they do a simple basic, right? One, two, three,
Right. Right.
top.
Right.
Then I'll be like, oh, that's bachata. But
So
then now,
is that real quick? I want to ask you: is that how authentic Dominican bachata is like losing its I guess what makes it? Like when you
well,
watch Dominican, do you see salsa in Dominican bachata?
depends who does it.
Okay. All right. Well,
Depends who
okay.
does it because the one people that I admire the most is Danny. I mean that Alex and Desiree
All right. I'm trying to get them
from
on the show, bro. Yeah.
from
Yeah.
New
They're good.
York.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, they give me a straight up traditional bachata because the music, the way they play the musical, and then let me tell you, Alex is one of my closest friends. I love this guy, and we talk about it, And I told him, I said, I like how you guys don't overthink the situation and don't copy other people their style. They stick to what they feel, you know. And they said that. They said, we go for what we feel. We don't go for what is better for the audience to understand us. You know, we're not trying to here to compete. We're trying to go for what our body tells us to do, what feels comfortable. We challenge ourselves a little, but it's not to the point where we copycat in another person.
Okay.
Understand? So
Yeah.
now it's originality, and it's hard to find originality because sometimes some things that you're trying to make it original it makes you questionable simply because you don't know if people will agree on you or not. And like I said, I'm not just one person, but everybody has the problem of understanding the part of like, you know, like, don't worry about everybody, worry about yourself, you know,
Okay.
because everybody's trying to impress somebody. You know, if I got to do this, if I don't do this, then I'm not going to impress people. I said, no, you impress people if you are feeling it, if you're true to
It's
what you're
authentic, right?
doing,
Yeah.
if you believe it and you put out there and you go out there, you believe it, then everybody will believe it with you. But
Yeah.
if you go out there doubting it and not believing it, then
Come on,
nobody's gonna
man.
believe it.
That's so
You know what
true.
I'm saying? You know,
Yeah.
but that's because of the experience of many culture dances that I have done and many type of dances that I have done and people that I have trained with. You know, it's like if you believe it, man, why doubting it? Don't go out there
Ah.
doubting it. You believe it, go out there. If they don't like it, well, F them. Because
Yeah.
in the end of the day, you keep doing what you want, and then you're not gonna have a lot of people loving your stuff. You're gonna have some people hating it. Some people just hating it because they don't hate it because they don't like you. Make sense? And why they don't like you? Simply because they're just mad that you are going further than they are. You know,
Yeah.
and then they're mad because you love him with what you're doing, and then you creating a lot of things, and they're upset because they feel like they want to get the recognition. So instead of focusing on themselves, they're focusing on other people, and it shouldn't.
Okay.
And that shouldn't be the issue. But yeah, but to answer the question, like to be honest, like the different styles of bachata, nowadays, especially, you know, I have been able to see different styles, and the ones that I can say I like it, and the one that I can say I like the way it looks, I like the way that person do it, but I don't see me doing it. So I can try it, but I don't want to do it. For some
Okay.
reason, it's like it's not that I don't want to do it. It's just that
Are
I
you
guess I
talking
will
about?
have
Are you
to
talking
find a
about
way.
bachata, or what are you talking about as far as like
But
sensual,
like,
sensual
you
bachata?
know
What do you
what?
mean?
I love traditional, first of all, because my ass love to move a lot. So I like traditional, you know. I like to move my feet a lot, and I like to dance. I like to move my
I
upper
said I've
body.
seen
Everybody
you
know that.
do. I've seen you do traditional, man. Is you got the moves, bro? I like
Yeah,
it, man. Yeah, you
thank
got
you,
it.
thank you. And
Yeah.
yeah, like I can do it because like I said, thank you to Mr. Alex Morel that gave me the tips. He's like, do this, do that. Like he gave me some tips, and he's like, I remember this because one day we sat there and he told me, and I was like, focus on that. Believe me, the music, you're gonna enjoy the music better. You're gonna love the stuff better. You're gonna grow. You won't even care what other people are doing, because to be honest, it's about the pure and honest and the raw and the organic movements that you. It's all about the organic
Okay.
movement.
Sure enough. Sure
Makes
enough.
sense. So I feel like if I'm doing sensual, I don't want to. Okay, I get it what they're doing, but I just don't want to stand there and make the girl body roll. I want to body roll too.
Ah,
You
for
know what
sure.
I mean? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I remember when I was learning it, I was getting the girl to isolate, and I was isolating with her, and everybody was like, "You're not supposed to isolate." I said, "But I want to isolate
You're
because
right. You're right.
why am I have to stand there for her to isolate? No, I got the same, I'm flexible too. I got the same flexibility. I got the same thing. Like I can do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Why can't she do it to me? Why I have to do it to
Okay.
her?
So
You
I'm
know what
curious.
I mean?
Do you follow as well, or do you strictly lead?
Um, I like to follow. And to be
Okay.
honest, like if I follow, I just don't, like I guess the part where I allow the man to lead me is really the most uncomfortable things.
Right. Right. Right.
I
Because
guess
you give up control.
right. So if they guess the more I'll do it, the more I feel comfortable, you know. But the part where the men start grabbing the side of I'm just like, I don't know, like and maybe, I mean, maybe like maybe I'm a person that like to take control and not to be in control,
Of course, man.
you
It's
know.
it's different, man. It's different.
And when I'm dancing salsa, I like following salsa more because even the guys taking control, I'm taking control myself too through my steps.
Right,
You know,
right, right.
and then I'm spinning, I'm working with him. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing things, so I know that I'm following him, but I'm also doing something in my part too. You know, because a lot of women don't dance. They follow, but they don't work through. It's a 50-50 thing.
It is 50-50, bro.
Yeah. I
And
mean, the
that's
guy
what
leads.
separates, yeah, but that's what
I
separates like
understand
the
that.
good follows from like the mediocre follows. It's like the ones who have to pull through a turn instead of the ones
Right.
who are helping you through the turn.
Right, and I always tell my ladies like it's like you gotta if he's spinning you, you gotta work through that spin. You can't just sit there and let him spin you. It doesn't work that way. You have to work through that spin, right? And then, but it's just like I said, it's either way to me, leading or following. But I think I like to take control most of the time. I like to
I
take
mean,
control. Maybe,
you're
and
a
maybe
man
that's
and
why.
you're a lead as well, so I mean that makes
Yeah,
sense.
so I don't know. It's just my mental thing. I guess I used to love to follow a lot. I really did, but it got to the point where I was like, nah, I want to lead more because my leading got a little bit more precise, more clean, more understanding. It got a little more challenging. I'm challenging still myself through my lead. So it's like I love leading. And to be
Yeah.
honest, I just feel like when I'm following, it's fun, but I'm allowed to take control, but not all the time. I'll be like, nah, I want to take control. Make
Give me
sense?
I want to ask you this, man. Give me some tips on leading, bro. You give me any tips on that?
Yeah, definitely. I can do that. Okay, so 99% of the people, when they start leading, right, the first thing that they focus is on the turn patterns, right? And that's the problem. Because you don't get better by knowing how many turn patterns. You get better
Uh,
by fixing what you already know, you know?
sure enough.
And then how will you grow as a person to be able to learn and come up with your own turn patterns and become very you know like you're not thinking through the turn patterns, right? You have to understand that what goes to the right goes to the left, right? You can use your right hand with her left arm, excuse me, with her left hand, your right arm with her right arm, with her left arm. Like you have to you can switch it all, everything,
It's
right?
playing with the hand positions though. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
you.
So what I do, I teach I always say, guy, give it a right turn, with your right hand and her right hand. So they give a right turn. Now give it a right turn with your right hand and her left hand. Good. Now
Yeah.
give it a turn with your left hand and her right hand. Give it a turn with her left hand and her left hand. So that way, man has know that I can use all my hands and not just only
Right.
one hand.
Right. I can understand that.
And that's where your mind start understanding. So it's like a process, right? And also 99% of it, what I usually tend to understand is how the girl steps, right? So you have to know that your time is the most important thing, your timing, right?
Of
You can
course.
you can turn the girl in whatever count, right? Because we broke the rules that way, right? But it's not about turning her in whatever counts. It's about turning her whatever the weight on her feet is. Makes sense. If her foot is on her right, if her weight is on her right foot, then you can be able to spin her because she'll be able to react,
Right.
right? But you cannot allow the lady to. You can spin her where her weight is not on. Then that's when she loses balance, right?
Right.
That's
I
why
can
I
understand
tell.
you.
That's why I tell my girls, if you're gonna dance, you gotta step your 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, because that's the only way you will survive. At the first time you stand flat and the person wants to lead you into something, you're gonna whoop. It's gonna throw you off. You're gonna throw yourself off balance,
Right.
right? So the best way to do it as a female, you gotta keep stepping the whole time. I says keep stepping the whole time. Dance, because dancing it means you gotta step. If people gliding through the floor, no, step you gotta dance, and then move your feet, move your feet, because it's dancing. You're dancing,
Yeah.
that's what dancing is,
It's
moving
so
your feet, moving your
it gets
body.
it sounds so crazy when you have to teach it, man. Because I guess what you might take for granted as like obvious, some people might not know.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm teaching it, to be honest, I focus on the most important thing, and that's just your basics.
Okay.
And I go through the basic the whole time. And I switch the basic, right? I'll go basic, like six forward, two back, six to the side. It's still the same basic, but in one place. But we're doing side step, forward step, rock forward, rock back. Like I do different ways, but sticking to the same basic to let her understand to hit the 2 and the 6 at the same time. So when they dancing, they understand their timing better and they're stepping all the time. Makes sense. So I feel like everybody needs to, every time you teach a class, you got to teach them from the basic. Every time even if it's intermediate or if it's advanced or whatever class you're trying to teach, you have to start on the basic. Basic, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Keep doing
Right.
the basic. And the thing you move it up, you move it up, and you move it up, and you move it up on the level because you want to study them through their basic. And when I see
Uh-huh.
something, especially because every time we take intermediate class, some people take intermediate class. Like I take intermediate class, and most instructors, when they start with a little warm up, and it's like what's it called? Follow the leader warm up. So they'll do something that people keep following just to kind of pick up in what level they are, and they can pick up quick, and also just to know like to relax and body movements. Like De La Madera, Charlie, Tanya, they're those De La Maderas and Charlie are my instructors back in the day that I used to train with,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know, and then yeah, like they do body isolations and stuff like that. Why? Because their shines requires body isolation.
Right, right, right.
So that's why they break it down to the body isolations at the beginning. Just like me, I love it. I love to move my body. I love to isolate. So every time I teach, I start with warm up body isolations. You know, let the people understand that when they're dancing, it's good to move their bodies. And not just move their feet. It's move your body, feel the music.
Yeah.
Like
Uh,
so once they start doing that, then they start like understanding better. They start loving the music better. I
right.
mean, I can tell you from the people that have been dancing with me, like they tell me, "Oh my God, like I feel salsa so much better now because now every time I hear it, I want to isolate, I want to move, I want to shimmy." But they never felt that when they were social dancing before because nobody ever, you know, brainstormed them or just brain trained them that you got to move your body from head to toe. Makes
For
sense.
sure.
So, like the same thing as when you leading somebody, you got to teach them, how to do the right turn. 99% of most men that I've seen that they teaching, they lead the lady, but they don't understand that the lady comes from your upper body. It doesn't come from your arm, right? Because if you lead things through your arm, what happens is you rush the lady. But if you try to move things from your using the core of your body and your body movements, she
Yeah.
feel she feel more smooth and she feels more like, oh, the leading becomes very smoothly. And then man tries to lead things with their arms. So every time when I tell people that and they try it, it's like oh wow, like I didn't know that. I'm like, yeah, like you gotta move your body in order to lead
Right.
things.
Yeah. That it makes a difference, man.
Makes sense. And then that comes when you're dancing. When you're dancing bachata or merengue, I mean, or salsa, whatever you're dancing. When you're dancing, you're moving. So when you move your body to it, it makes so much sense, right? Than just standing there moving your arm, and then there's no movement here. So the thing the lady might feel rushed. The lady might feel roughed. Then she'll be like, oh, he's so rough. Oh no, he's always rushing me. You know but it's about finding the control too. It took
Right.
me let me tell you something. I'm not going to lie to you. It took me a while to understand that theory, right? Because I'm like, what do you mean? And then when you're dancing with somebody, the first thing that you're thinking is like, okay, here it is, I'm about to social dance. They told me to use my body. Like, shoot, but I want to enjoy, I want to have a good time. And then I don't know how to think, have a good time, dance, and then do all that all at the same time,
Right.
you
Yeah,
know
exactly. It's a lot to keep up
so
with, man.
right. So it's practicing. You
It
gotta
is.
practice it.
That's
You
what it
gotta
is.
practice it. And sometimes you gotta just throw yourself and see what happens. And then like I always says, always take care of your lady. Because she's the only one that's, like take care of the lady when you're dancing. Take care of the lady. I
Yeah,
always
of
say, take
course.
care of your lady. And then a lot of men just do turns and turn patterns and things like that. And they don't look at the lady, right? But sometimes it looks like the man's not taking care of the lady because the lady's not taking care of herself, but she keeps stepping. So if the girl doesn't step or the girl anticipates or she attempts to, how you say this,
Exactly there.
back lead, anticipate, get ahead of you or something that you didn't try to do, it also makes you look bad. You be like, wait a minute, hold on, because I almost hit you, right?
Right, right,
And
right,
and
right.
then and it becomes like because you're the leader, you're the one looking bad.
Right.
Makes
That's what
sense.
happens, man.
And
Yeah.
then because I've been with ladies that I'd be like, okay, you know what, like I don't know how to tell her calm down, because I mean, I don't want to I don't want to be rude.
Exactly in that atmosphere. I definitely understand, man.
Yeah, like I love my Nago Pao, and she's one of the girls that soft to lead, fast, but she understand what you want her to do, you know, and I love her. But in the end of the day, when she feels a rough lead and she knows it's gonna like hurt her shoulder, she'll tell you. She said, "Can you like drop it down a little?"
Right, right, right,
Because she had told me, because somebody asked her, what if somebody trying to do lead? She's like, no, I don't keep dancing because that's my body. I want
right,
to take care of my body. So I have to be like, hey, can you like not pull me so hard?
right.
Now, yeah, if that's going to make you feel awkward because the whole mood and energy is going to go, woo, right? For
It
the
is.
leader, because it'll be like, damn, I
It
messed
is.
up. So now you're going to be, now you're going to be afraid to try to lead this lady because you already messed up one time, So
It
you're
does
like,
change it, but you,
yeah.
it's kind of like a double sided sword, man.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess some ladies that they don't like to be turned a lot, and I know some ladies that they just want to be grooved a lot. You know what I mean? And I have been some ladies that I read the lady, right? But the lady has to give me a communication,
No,
right?
true,
Like when
man.
I'm dancing with her and she communicates with me, then I'll be like, oh, I know what she wants. Make
Okay,
sense?
sure enough. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
if the lady dancing with me and the first thing I do, and she just have like
It's like
a
a
no
stone wall.
personality
Yeah,
face.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not reading you. Are you having fun? You want me to keep turning you? You don't want me to turn you? And
It's
and then
difficult.
and at the end of the day, the dance will become uncomfortable because I'm looking at her like, are you having a good time? You're not. Are you overthinking too much? You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. You never know. They could be nervous or they could not be enjoying themselves, man.
Exactly. So I need to see a smile, and I'm smiling at them. It's not like I'm looking like around. No, I'm smiling at them, and I'm going with them, and you can tell that I'm enjoying the music, but I'm not getting the same response. So I'm like, am I doing something wrong here? So in the end, I just do what I need to do, right? And
Right.
99% of them, like like I had a really not big argument, but a lady kind of sort of like got offended because she was a little intoxicated, right? And then I was leading her in simple things because I wasn't doing hard. Because before I lead into something hard, I need to know if you know your right turn and your left
Exactly.
turn,
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You
and
got
your
to prep it.
crossbody lead and your copas. Like I need to know the basic stuff. If you can pick up the basic stuff, I'll be like, okay, I can challenge her now.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
Exactly. That's
So
any lead. Exactly.
right. So, and then I attempt not to like give a 5, 6, 7, 8 turn. No, I'm more like
You
just
can't
one
start out with
turn,
that. Yeah, you can't
maybe
start
like
out with
two
that.
turn. Maybe one turn to see where her feet is. Like I start studying you, and I'm still having fun while I'm doing it. You know, and because I felt like she was a little intoxicated and she wasn't stepping right, and she was tumbling a little, and every time she would do something, I would always grab her. You know, I decided to, you know, grab into what do you call it, into a close position,
Right,
right?
right, right.
But then I wanted to have fun. So close position was making me like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to let this lady go sometime because I'm sweating and I want to maybe get some air. So I let her go and I went to shines and I was just grooving. I wasn't even doing that much. I was just grooving, doing shines, blah blah blah. And the whole time I can see that she wanted me to pick her up into the dancing. So I kept like avoiding the situations from her to keep coming to keep pick me up. So I kept doing my shines, and I kept making her kind of sort of like saying, "Move your body, isolate, work through that. Don't worry about me giving you turns."
Right, right.
And then because of that, she said, "Oh, he likes to dance by himself. Like he doesn't dance with you. He dances by himself." And I'm like, no, I'm dancing with you. Just because I'm not turning you and grabbing you and doing things doesn't mean I'm not dancing with you. But I'm
Yeah.
dancing with you. Makes sense? So I don't know. So that kind of was like,
I
you
get you.
know,
Is it like some follows? Unfortunately, if you're not leading, then they don't know what to do.
they take it personal. Basically, yeah. I mean, they 99% of them they tense up, right?
Okay. When
And
they
then and like I said, like if I dance with any person that really knows how to dance, they'll tell you, they'll be like, oh, this guy's pretty smooth, right? But the other girls, they'll be like, oh, he's doing a little too much, or he just not like. I break the rules. I do break the rules. Don't get me wrong. I break the rules. I don't do that. I don't turn you on 1, 2, 3 only. I turn you on 6, 7. I turn you on 2, 3.
sure
I
enough.
just go, as long as I'm still on my timing and I know that
That's
most of
all
the
that
time.
matters. Yeah.
but most of the time I attempt to groove with the person, right? Especially if I love the song and I know the song, I want to play with the song. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so that's what I do, But yeah, but definitely, like I said, there has been some pretty followers that they weren't happy with my leading, because they don't want to be challenged,
Okay,
and or they don't want to be looking bad while they're dancing, because also it's ego, right?
it is.
And it's also, it's having ego, and it's having, what do you call it, self-esteem. So
Yeah,
so when you dance with somebody, you want to make them, you don't want to feel good,
that's what we come out
and
for.
then
We
and
come
they
out tonight to feel good. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right, and they feel that they need to be babysit, and I'm like, no, I want to have fun too.
Right.
Why should I just babysit you?
So
Because
true. So
so
true.
yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, if I know that you can do it, I'll push you. If I know that you can't do it, I wouldn't push you. You know, and a lot of girls tell me, I like dancing with you because you push me. I'm like, yeah, but not to the point where they feel uncomfortable, because they said she said, after dancing with you, it's like I ran a marathon, because they get so tired,
Okay.
and not because of the turnings I'm giving her or the movement that I'm giving her, and because I'm dancing, and they want
Keep
to
up with you, I guess, right?
keep up with my energy. They want to kind of like, what's it called, yeah,
Mimic or
they want to,
copy.
yeah, mimic or copy my energy, because I'm moving, I'm dancing, and they want to copy that, so they want to do the same thing I'm doing. So by the end of the dance, they're like, whew, that was a lot, and I'm like, you can try to copy me, and then if you know you can't hang, but in the end of the day,
Okay.
but like I said, when I dance with them, I have a great time, but they know every time they dance with them, she's like, every time I have to dance with you, I have to remember how to keep my moving my feet,
Yeah.
because I told them that. Well, most of my students, they're like, I keep remembering myself, every time I dance with you, I got to keep moving my feet. I got to keep moving my feet. I got to keep moving my feet.
That's
You
just going
know,
back to the basics, though, man. So
that's
definitely.
right. That's going back to the basics. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just being one of those things. Especially here in my community. We don't have a lot of salseros. We have pretty good amount of
You're in
salseros.
DC, so bachata's more. Is it bachata seems more bigger, right?
The bachata scene is bigger. Yeah, well, the bachata scene is bigger everywhere. To be honest,
Really,
it has
really.
become bigger everywhere.
Oh wow,
Bachata, but you have to understand something. I mean, people don't get it, but bachata is the easiest dance
it's easier than salsa, definitely.
than salsa. Salsa requires for you to move from head to toes. Bachata, if you can do a basic, do a right turn, and then stand in one place and make the girl dance, that's more sensual, right? And if you do tradicional, you have to do a little bit of footwork, but bachata music is very basic.
It's a 4 count versus an 8 count, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, to be honest, like, I have put up a lot of bachata choreographies. I done, especially for my kids. I done a lot of bachata choreographies. And most of my bachata choreographies, I'm not gonna lie, I never had taken bachata in my life. You know,
Okay,
and then I pick up things from what I see. And
right, of
yeah,
course.
and now it's going back to the rules. Like, oh, so you learn things through video? Well, yes and no, because in order for me to know what the person is doing, I need to know how to shift my weight, and I already know how to lead the lady. So now when I'm looking at the steps or looking at things, and I be like, oh, I know what he did, but he's doing it wrong, because it
So
could be
real quick,
better.
real quick. I want to ask you this:
Yeah.
Isn't all dancing? Isn't it really just weight transfer? Isn't all it is?
So every dance
Shifting,
you do,
it's shifting your
yeah,
weight left to right, right?
yeah. If you take the basic of dancers, like, if you want to become a dancer, everybody tells you that you got to go over ballet classes, right? Which I didn't took a lot of ballet classes. Probably within a month I took a ballet class, but they teach you how to shift weight. They teach you how to, be stronger in your ankles and in your calves, right? So for you to move faster, for you to be strong, to teach you how to be strong in your core. So all these things, So yeah, 99% of most dancing you do is weight transfer. That's what it is.
Right.
It's weight transfer.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
And then if I answer you, how do you shift your weight?
You ask me,
Yeah.
how do I how do I shift my weight?
What do you how do you know you're shifting your weight?
Okay. I get off equilibrium, so equal access axes, and I can feel it shifting now. Like so, is
Okay,
that what you mean?
So what part of your muscle do you move to shift your weight?
I guess my abs, my core, my obliques. I'm not even sure, man. Shucks. I don't
Or
even know.
what part of your body do you use to shift your weight?
What part of my body? Is it my legs or nah?
Your knees.
Yeah, okay, sure enough. All right.
If you bend your knees to the, if you bend your knees to the to the if you bend your right knee, right, it shifts it to
Right.
the left.
Okay. Sure
If you
enough.
bend
Yeah,
your
you're
left
right.
knee,
You sure enough. There it is. You're
now
right.
if you bend in your knees, what's the next thing that moves? Your hips.
Sure enough. There it is.
So there you have in dancing. So when I teach, I make them shift by bending their knees to understand how the shiftment works. Makes sense? And then using their hips, using their knees. So every time they twist, they use their hips, right? So
Yeah.
if you tell them use your hips, if you tell somebody that never danced, if you tell somebody that you never dance, somebody says I never danced in my life, and you try and teach them how to switch way from one leg to another, you don't tell them, you have to tell them to bend their knees, right? You can't tell them move your hips because automatically the person going to start moving their hips like this and their knees is going to be locked. So,
Exactly. Right. Right. Right.
well, that's not actually what dancing is. You got to step, strip, and it says bend your knees, shift your
Exactly.
weight, and they do it back to back. And so, they're like, oh, I'm moving my hips. Yeah, because you're
Hey,
using
sure
your
enough.
freaking knees.
Yeah.
Everything is common sense. Everything is just body physics. Everything you do is just physics. Everything you do becomes a trick, a lift. Everything you do is physics. And I feel like people need to understand that. Not about just doing the thing. It's physics. So all is common sense. Nothing in this world is not common sense. Everything you do, dancing or not dancing, is common sense.
I mean, but
Understand?
common sense isn't common, man. I get what you're saying, but you know, what I'm saying it's different spectrums
90,
of people.
99% of it is. Sometimes it is common
I get you.
sense.
Yeah. It's just not everyone knows common sense. I guess it was about what I mean to say.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're right, but that's also on the person, right? To be honest,
Sure.
I mean, I told a lot of people, especially my students, like I've been a lot through life. I've been a lot through life, like tough times, you
Right.
know, and then I mean, things that you probably would never think I would get myself into, but in the end of the day, it's like I learned that through common sense,
Okay.
like if I need to be somewhere early and I know I'm gonna hit traffic, I gotta get out of here an hour early so I
Exactly.
don't hit traffic.
Exactly.
Common
Exactly.
sense, right? And then people don't have that. They're like, oh, it's okay. I think I can make it. Oh, what if I'm just 10 minutes late? What if like it doesn't
Right.
work that way. It
It
just doesn't
doesn't.
work that way, you know. And then that's what I tell my students, right? Especially if it comes dancing, and I know that they failing or they're not strong enough. I said, are you practicing? No. Okay, well if you don't practice, you won't get it. You won't. You're never gonna be good. You're
Yeah.
never gonna make it strong. Common sense, right? And anybody can tell you that. I said you can fight me and tell me no, that's not true. And you can go to the best instructor in the world, and they will tell you, "Have you been practicing?" No. I'll be like, okay, well, I have
And
nothing else
that,
to tell you.
there's nothing you can do for it. Right. Right. Right.
Nobody else can help you if you're not working hard.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
like
so true.
nobody. If you're not working hard, nobody can help you. Nobody can help you. It's all on you.
Yeah.
They can help you how to fix your technique and fix you and perfect you. Or now like your job is to fix it from there. Make sense?
Yeah.
You got to believe in yourself and push yourself by yourself now. Don't expect to have somebody there already. You already pay 6, 7 instructors that told you almost the same thing. You just got to keep practicing it. And maybe
Yeah.
if you practice it once a week and didn't work, well, you got to try 3 days a week now. See what I'm
Yeah.
saying? 4 days a week, 5 days a week.
So
Right?
so someone's not gonna be there holding your hand all the time.
Right. You just won't have it. It won't be in your favor all the time. You know. But like I said, like a lot of people don't understand. Especially in the society that we live in, and especially in the new generation that we live in. Like we got to remind these people. Like hey, the new generation most likely, right? Like hey, I've been in your shoes, man. Don't do that. You're gonna regret it
Okay.
when you reach my age. And they're like, yeah, but no, 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 no. Listen, I question myself too, and then that didn't work out for me. Like I'm just telling you right now, think about before you do stuff. Don't just do it. From experience, man, from mad experience, think about before you do something. Never just do it. You
Sure
know,
enough. Yeah, I guess you sure enough, man.
and always think about, like the cons and the pros of, the pros and the cons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you gotta feel like, what if I don't do it? What if I do it? And you take your time thinking about it. But don't think about it like a day before the deadline. Like think about it ahead of time. You know, like I said, it's life, man. It's life, and I feel like when you get yourself organized and you get yourself together and then started understanding more like how things need to work and how organized you need to be, then your life will be much better and easier. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Okay.
But
Oh,
it's not like that though. It's not.
yeah. Now, let me ask you this, man. What advice could you give to beginners who feel like they're stuck in like a rut, like a beginner's rut?
Okay. Well, to my beginners, I usually say, don't be afraid to try something you've never done before. If you don't feel challenged, you're not learning.
Okay. Sure enough.
Understand? So that's one of my mentors taught me that, which is Sekou Miller, right? I mean, I love this guy. He taught me everything I knew too. Like he said, if you don't feel challenged, you're not learning. Cause I always tell them, yo, should I take class with this person? Should I do that? Cause I used to be so like anxious. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do that? Be like, look, you can take classes with whoever you want, but if you don't feel challenged, you're just not learning. And I'm like, okay, so
Simple as
take
that.
it. So he's like, take it for what it is. Just take it for what it is. If you're there and you feel like you don't feel challenged, then maybe you're not learning. If you've been in a place and you still don't get it, maybe you need to train more. You know, but 99% of the what do you call it, of the beginners, they procrastinate a lot
Uh huh.
because they want to learn how to dance within a week. Understand? And it's about patience, right? Because patience is what you need to make it where you want to make it. Be patient. Nobody rushed to where they needed to be. Everybody was so patient with everything. Understand? So I always tell everybody, be patient. Don't rush. Take your time. You know, eventually things are going to start popping in your head, but you got to keep practicing, right? You got to go out social dance. Whatever
Right.
you whatever you have learned in the class, you got to go. I'm not saying go out every day, but go out once a week, you know. But then again, it depends what is your purpose too.
Yeah.
You
What's your
know,
goal? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
what's your goal? Because people just want to do stuff with no purpose, with no goal. You know what I mean? And the end of the day, it becomes like, I don't care. And I'm like, well, you just wasted like a lot of money for nothing, you know? So before you try to get into something, be like, I want to get into dancing, but by, let's say, what are we, May? By June, I want to be able to dance and do right turns because I want to go to a congress. Okay, cool. Let's do that. So that means you got to focus an entire 2 months prior. So when you get there, you'll be satisfied that you accomplished your goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Understand? Even though life happens, I get it. Life happens, work, things like that. But we all have free times to do it on ourselves, you know? Like it's about just giving yourself a schedule too, like put yourself a schedule. This day I'm gonna go to practice, this day I'm not gonna focus on my job, this day I'm gonna go out social dancing, this day. You know what I mean? Put yourself a schedule. And I feel like people don't do that. And maybe
Yeah, man.
that's why they don't succeed, or they stop in the middle of it because they
Yeah,
don't
I
push
get you.
it.
Yeah, I get you, man. I want to ask you the opposite of that, man. For people who are intermediate and they want to get to that advanced level, what could you tell them?
The intermediate people, wow. We have to know who thinks it's intermediate and then who thinks it's advanced. Because
Okay.
now it's all about here.
Okay. Yeah.
So to be very honest, it's like intermediate people have a way of perceiving things that they already know what they're doing.
Uh.
So it's hard for you to fix them now because they feel like they already know what they're doing, you know? And then I feel like the intermediate people should also keep training, you
Yeah.
know? I feel like this is what I said, right? You need to go to every instructor class and nail it. Nail it. Nail it. If you didn't nail it, my dude, you got a lot of work to do.
Okay.
Oh my girl, you have a lot of work to do. Every class that I have taken it, to myself is like I gotta nail it. If I don't nail it, my dude, I got a lot of work to do. That's
Okay.
what myself subconsciously said, right? If I take a class with Delia, if I take a class with whoever, right? And then the most challenging people, I mean, Michael Fedino, Delia, um, what's it called? Charlie, anybody you can think of that is super advanced, it has become a challenge into your eyes. Whoever instructor you feel that has become a challenge into your eyes, if you do not nail that class, you have a lot of work to do. So that means that you still a student beginner.
Yeah, right,
Understand?
right, right.
You can pick up one or two things, and I understand that. But every time I go to these people's classes, I go 100%. I go full out, and then so far I have nailed it, and I have feel the same way, and I have worked it through. I feel I have nailed it, and I even asked them if I did it well, and then they're like, yeah, I seen you, you're doing it good, bro, like you're getting better. So they complimented me. So even though like I might not feel, or I might feel that I know a lot, because I feel like, I still ask questions to those that I feel I admire to, or I'm inspired to. Understand? Because you never stop growing, you never stop learning.
Right, right,
You know
right,
what I
right,
mean?
right. Yeah, yeah.
So to my intermediates, it's like keep pushing, because to be honest, the advanced could be someone else's intermediate.
Okay, sure enough, there it
You know
is.
what I mean? So the person that you might think that is an advanced is the intermediate to another teacher.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So there's not, so everybody's intermediate. Everybody's an advanced intermediate.
Okay.
Understand?
Yeah,
Like
it's like a
for example, like I take hip hop classes, right? But because I've been out of training, I feel I'm lacking in a lot of things. Like I feel rough. I don't feel smooth like I used to be. So now I became a beginner. You know what I
okay,
mean?
so there it is. Yeah.
Am I gonna be myself about it? No. If I go take ballet, I'm gonna be a mad beginner. If I take what's it called, a jazz or a contemporary class, I'm gonna be a freaking beginner. I don't care. I mean, it is what it is. Maybe because I never studied, I never pushed it through. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
like the beginner, when the beginner comes and takes a salsa in the media class, they'll be like, "Oh shit, I can pick it up." Or even those that they thought they knew how to dance salsa, they'll be like, "Why am I struggling?" You're becoming a beginner. You
Yeah.
know,
That's
because these
something. Yeah.
people these people have been doing it longer than you and have been training more than you, so you become a beginner in their eyes because you haven't trained into their level of training.
Right, 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 right,
Understand?
right. Yeah.
So that in that question is like intermediate or intermediate advanced, they're all the same thing,
Yeah.
because 99% of them will fail through the process of learning through another teacher.
Okay. Let me ask you this, man. Give me one tip that can make someone a better dancer immediately.
Well, there's no such thing as immediately. I mean, you don't become a best dancer immediately.
I mean, give me
You gotta rephrase that question again.
no,
Come on,
man. You
come on.
give me one tip that can make anyone a better dancer. Then
Exercise.
okay, sure enough.
Yeah, exercise and practice a lot. That's two tips actually. But yeah, but to be honest, like exercising and practicing a lot is two things that is the most important thing. Like I said, exercising wise so it can make your body strong, and practicing a lot. Why? So you can keep getting perfect and getting better in your technique.
Right, right, right.
Working better in your technique.
Yeah.
So exercising and practicing is the two best things to become a best dancer. You know
Hey,
what I
that's
mean?
perfect. That's perfect, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
That,
there's no other way to put it, bro. That's the only way to do it.
hey, hey, let me ask you this, man. Tell me what are some of the upcoming events you have going on in your life?
Right now,
Yes, sir.
well, right now the most exciting thing that I have right now is getting my guys team to perform. You know, and bringing a guys team here in Washington D.C. after probably 10 years. And it's gonna be me. And then I'm really proud to say that. And a lot of people have been telling me, I knew you were gonna do that because as many people as I saw around in the scene, I didn't think they had it like the way you have it.
Okay, okay.
So I knew you were gonna come up with it. We were just waiting for you to do it. So yeah, so now I'm hoping after getting these guys out, something bigger can happen. You know what I mean? But I'm open minded. I mean, I'm open book right now. I mean, I have literally been called to do what do you call it? I know you don't know if you saw, but there's a lot of people doing the movie, In the Heights, the movie.
I'm not.
Well, they're doing the In the Heights, the movie in New York City, which I auditioned,
Okay.
and they called me for a second audition. And that second audition, it was the same day, and then that I was supposed to be there, and I was there and auditioned it. Then they called me to come back for the first day of rehearsals of it because they were doing some salsa piece to it, you
Okay.
know. And I heard like Eddie Torres Jr. was also part of it, and I was like, "Whoa, am I gonna work with this dude? This is super dope," you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but because I booked myself with Baltimore Congress, and then I wouldn't be able to be there, and also because I kind of promised these people, and also that I was gonna get the debut out. I feel like I couldn't commit myself to go to New York, stay there for an entire week or 2 weeks and a half to practice with these people, and then come back. And I feel like I was gonna push my goal behind. Make
I
sense?
understand.
And
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, great opportunity. A movie sounds amazing, right? But right now in my life, I feel like I want to accomplish the goal that I always try. And I have the outfits done already, and I had everything prepared. And then I talked to the promoter, and then for me, right, for things to come out the way that I want to, especially for my students not to lack on rehearsing and pushing, I give them a date, right?
Okay.
So I said, we started this. When did we started this? We started this last year in rehearsing, December. I would say late December. So I told them in May I'm gonna find a gig in May, but by May we have to debut this. Make sense?
Yeah.
So they have all that time since December, January, February, March, April, to clean it up, to work through the choreography, to work it through all the way through May. Make sense? So every time they'll be like, "Oh, I can make it to practice today." I say, "Okay, just remember, I'm not moving more than May."
Okay.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
when I spoke to one promoter, she said, "Okay, we can do May 11th." I said, "Okay." So the whole thing, and then audition and stuff like that. They told me that the audition was going to start. I mean, the rehearsal was not going to start until late summer of this year, but they decided to start it ahead of time.
Okay.
Because when I asked them, I said, "When do you start planning to review whoever you pick for the movie? When you gonna start planning to do it?" They said, "We're thinking of about to start late summer of 2019." And I said, "Okay, that sounds better. I'm thinking late summer, July, September, right?" So they started already in May. So
Okay.
I just couldn't do it because I already had told the promoter that I was going to be there by May
Yeah.
11th. So I told her, yeah, like I have to focus and make it happen because I feel like, pushing things aside, I have done that a lot, and
Yeah.
it never went well,
Okay.
and it lost a lot of opportunities, especially what I wanted to do, because this thing can be only one time, right?
Right. Right. Right.
But this thing can be for a very long time.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna go for what my heart tells me to go for it, and I decided to stay with my team.
Sure enough. I didn't say that, man.
Yeah,
Real quick, man. I guess let the people know how can people get in contact with you, man.
you know, I right now I don't, and it's bad, but because I'm working in the process to do it, I don't have a website, and it's
Okay.
bad. But you can work like find me in social media.
Yeah. That's
Ronald
just as good.
Rios, the elite specialist. Ronald Rios, the elite specialist. You can find me there, or you can find me on Instagram too, which is the elite specialist. You know, and then I guess those are two places that I always check, and I always get contact through those places. To be
Okay.
honest,
Yeah.
social
Yeah. Yeah.
media has made it so much easier for me. But in the,
Right.
day, I feel like I do should have like a website. Even though a lot of people that have websites, let me ask you: do you look at websites? Do you really look at websites?
I'll say honestly, man, you have Instagram's all you need, bro. That's all you need, man.
Right before, yeah, we didn't have no Instagram, but
Yeah.
now we have I mean,
So yeah,
Instagram.
Instagram is your website. That's your website.
Right, Instagram is your website. So I post videos there. I post
Exactly. Yeah.
everything. So it's
And
like I
you
feel
don't
like,
have to pay for it. It's free, bro. So save your
yeah,
money.
yeah. And then I mean, to be honest, like I do want to have a website with my team, and then especially, but be more professional in a way. But like I said, we'll see, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm still building it through. I'm still building it little by little, little by little.
No,
So
I understand, man.
we'll see. We'll see how where this is gonna take. But
Hey, hey,
I'm
hey,
hoping for, like I told my team, is like we're not. I'm not gonna rest until we get to fly to Europe. You know,
hey, hey, hey,
I want
hey,
to go to Europe. Europe has
hey.
become so big in the salsa.
Okay.
I want to go to Europe. I want to visit Europe. Maybe live there for 6 months. Who
That'd be
knows?
cool, man. Yeah, that'd
Yeah,
be
I'll just
awesome.
experience it. But before I move and do all these things, I want to make sure that somebody can take over my team while I'm gone.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm training a lot of men to take over me and keep going, doing what I'm doing, and growing. Make sense?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, like I said, I'm just pretty excited about it. Our debut is tomorrow.
Hey,
I'm like, yo,
hey.
yeah. And then we practicing today again, and then tomorrow is it. Like God, He will
Hey,
bless us. You know what
hey,
I mean?
showing up. Yeah, man.
We'll
That's
see,
awesome.
man. We'll
I,
see.
I see. I hope you have some videos online, right?
Yeah, I do. I do. I have a lot of videos online with my students,
Okay, bueno.
with myself. Yeah, yeah. I have a lot of videos online. So yeah, like you guys can do that. You can reach me. Like I said, I put choreographies. Like I'm a person. Like I'm not planning to do any franchise team. But I've been a lot of places that be asking me for choreography. Like
Okay.
Singapore. Singapore contact me and they say, do I choreograph? And I say, yeah. A lot of people have contact me, and in Pennsylvania asking me to do choreography. Anywhere that I can choreograph things.
Yeah.
And then franchise teams are good, but then I don't know. I want to be able to do something different.
Of course.
I love choreographing. Like I'm gonna be very honest with you. Like I'm doing probably like three different quinceañeras, right? I get
Okay.
paid for that,
That's awesome.
to do
Yeah.
quinceañeras. So I'm doing three different quinceañeras, and the people that they in the quince, they mostly my students, and they have talked to their mother, be like, oh, he's my instructor, and I want him to do my quince. So in three different quinceañeras, they give me bachata, merengue, and salsa, and another quinceañera give me bachata, merengue, and bachata, reggaeton, and salsa.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
in those three quinceañeras, I given three different choreographies
Right, right, right.
with three different songs.
Right.
So I can easily give them the same routine,
Yeah, right.
and
You
be like,
could.
since they don't know each other, I could, right? And be like, here you go, give it the same routines, right? But I just, I don't know.
That,
I
that's your
just like,
brand. It's your
I
business.
just,
So, yeah.
right. No, but like I said, just that's what franchise is, to be honest, right?
Oh, okay,
If you think
okay.
about it, you give different 10 choreography to three different states,
Okay, sure enough.
right? No, I don't want to do that. I want to be
Okay.
able, if anybody hires me, I'll be able to give you different choreographies on each state,
Yeah.
represent me, right? But you will have different choreographies.
I get you.
That's it. Like, you would just represent, my name, but you will have different choreographies.
Nah,
So
that's
maybe what
awesome,
choreography,
man.
and I don't mind doing it. I really do not mind doing it because I feel like, you know, it will literally, like, be like, oh, because people would be like, oh, how about what if you have like 6, 7, 8 different states? I say I still don't see a challenge. I still will do
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9 choreographies.
Sure enough, sure
I don't
enough.
see a challenge.
Yeah,
Make
yeah, yeah.
sense? So yeah, so basically, if anybody wants to need help with choreography, with tricks, lifts, anything, turn patterns, musicality, ideas, concepts, anything, I can help you with that.
That's
You
awesome.
know, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
That,
That's what I provide mostly.
and so yeah, so when I upload this episode on YouTube, man, I'm gonna make sure I put all your contact information in, in the comments, the details below, man. I got you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. Yeah,
Of course, of
please.
course.
I appreciate you so much for reaching me. At first I was just like, who is this guy? But
So
I was like,
honestly, bro,
oh,
I used to live in Richmond, Virginia, man, and I used to go over to DC, like the salsa room and everything. I've seen
oh,
you before.
wow.
Yeah, I've seen you
Okay, you
before in
have seen
person.
me before. Okay,
What they have like the
okay.
bachata brunch? I know you've been to bachata brunch, right?
Oh yeah, I used to teach that too. Yeah, a long time
Dude, I
ago.
used to go there all the time. Dude. I know. So I've actually we met in person before, man. I just I live in yeah, it's a small
Where do you
world.
live now?
I live in Louisiana, man. So yeah, I've moved.
Do they have a salsa community there?
It's actually kind of small down here, man. I'm kind of sad to say it, man. It's a small community down here, man.
Are you planning to grow it?
I don't teach, man. I'm just a dancer, but I don't teach at all.
But don't you want to like grow it? I feel like I'm giving you the interview now.
I mean, so I'm actually military, man. So I'm not gonna be here, but so long. But do I want to grow the community? I would love for this community to grow and expand. I would love for that. Yes, of course.
Okay, so you're not there for a long time.
I'm not, unfortunately.
Okay, where you move after here?
Dude, I don't know, man. I'm military, so they're gonna put me where they want me to, man. I don't know yet.
Man, as long as not Iraq, you be good.
Now they gonna keep me in the States, so I'll be good, bro.
Okay, good. I'm
Yeah,
glad.
yeah.
But definitely, thank you so much for contacting me. Like, really appreciate you, like, for reaching out.
Of course, man. I appreciate you taking time out your day to talk to me, Ronald. I really appreciate that, man.
No, anytime, man. Like I wouldn't say anytime because I've been so busy, bad about this. But yeah, but like, yeah. Whenever we get to plan it again, and then like you probably are like my third guy who interviewed me.
Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of people have been like, oh, like you're very inspiring, especially because you're working with a lot of young kids. And I said, yeah. And then, yeah, I worked to like 3, 4, 5 different schools.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Nah,
So,
yeah, I really appreciate it, man. I really do,
no,
Ronald.
definitely.
And I'm gonna tell you, man, just enjoy the rest of your day, Ronald. All right, man.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate
Hey,
you.
hey, all right, Ronald,
Take
man.
care. Talk to you soon.
Adios, señor. Yes, sir.
That's all it is. Hey everyone! If you made it this far to the end of the video, I want to thank you so much. My overall goal with making these interviews and these episodes is to give a voice to dancers. To give them a platform to speak their story. So, if this is of value to anyone, then that means the world to me. My overall goal is to give value to the dance community. So, if you find no value in this, then I urge you to please let me know where I can improve on. I truly want to, just give value and content to the dance community. So please let me know how I can improve, where I'm messing up, because to be 100% honest with you, I'm learning along the way as I do this. I truly am. So to be able to interact with the dance community, it means the world to me because it gives me feedback and it lets me know what I'm doing right, where I can improve upon, what I'm doing wrong, which I feel like might maybe more important. So please, if you all could comment and just let me know what you think, it means the world to me because that feedback just helps me improve. So please comment as well. Please like and subscribe. That means a lot as well. But I want to say thank you so much for just watching this because it means the world to me. I want to take you on this journey of the Two Left Feet podcast. I'm very excited for it. So once again, thank you so much.